Hey everyone, it's Kit Horton Caldecott with today's quick tip and also the weekly video vlog. And the topic today is stress. And it's probably a little strange that I'm talking about stress at this recording because it's a Sunday morning and it's a beautiful day outside. Hopefully, if you're in that place, you're not having stress today. But it seems like a lot of the people that I've been running into, friends and family, the topic of conversation is stress or the amount of pressure that they might be under. And by no means am I a psychologist or I have any degrees in this area, but there are some things that I have learned along the way in dealing and coping with stress, and I thought I would share that this week. From a very young age, if you talk to my brother and sister or anyone else close to me in my family, they will tell you that I was a person who constantly felt stress. In fact, in high school, my mom was concerned I was going to have an ulcer. And the reason being was I was always a high achiever. I was always one of those people who was striving to get the best grades, always one of those people who wanted to win at everything. And that brought on a lot of stress in my life. And if you're like me now at the age of 51, we are these people in what they call the sandwich generation. So we may have gotten married a little bit later in life, or even if you got married and started a family younger, you have parents that are aging, and you also might be the parents of teenagers. So, and you might have, a full-time career and a busy job, and those three factors can certainly cause a lot of stress in our life. So the first thing I would ask you to do is to identify what brings it on. As a young kid, what brought that on always for me was that need to achieve. And that's certainly something that I could change. That was something that I can control. I didn't always have to be the best at everything. And why was I striving to do that anyway? What was that bringing on? Now, as an adult, I was working a very stressful 50 to 60 hour a week job. And the stress that I was feeling was being away from my family, from missing out on my kids' lives. So I took a big risk about 3 years ago and decided to walk away from that and completely change my career and become an entrepreneur. And that certainly relieved a lot of stress. So there are certain things in your life that you can identify that you have control over that you can change. So identify what brings that stress on and see if there's certain things, maybe not as big as me, leaving your job and starting a new career, but maybe there are certain things that you can change or alter that can prevent that stress from coming on most often. The second thing I would suggest that you do is to figure out how to cope with it. I always think about stress. I think about my mom when we were younger. We're Irish as well as Italian, and around St. Patrick's Day, my mother would make corned beef and cabbage, and she would use that pressure cooker, that thing that would, slowly release the steam. So you have to figure out what is it that's going to release that steam for you. For me, again, at a young age, it was exercise. I started just running. I would go out for a run, I'd go out for a jog, and that would immediately clear my head and help me look at things from a different perspective. And to this day, a good solid workout often relieves a lot of stress for me. So, what is it that you can incorporate into your life or change in your life to help you relieve that stress? Is it exercise? Are you getting enough sleep? Can you change or alter your diet? Is there too much caffeine, sugar, even alcohol potentially in your diet that you can change? Is it music? Is it meditation? Is it prayer? Or maybe it's just a good old belly laugh that helps you relieve that stress. So, first off, figure out what's bringing it on. If you're the type of person who's walking around every day with that tight feeling in their chest, then I would say there's some things that you need to change in your life. You have to identify what brings that on and change things. And number two, since we all have it, quite frankly, it's always going to be there. What are some ways things that you can do to help cope with it? All right, that's my tip for today. I hope that you have a relaxing, wonderful, minimal stress day. Bye.